let's talk Big Navi, Bigger Navi, and Little Big Navi. Or should I say the XT, XTX, and XL. Now, let me start by stressing that a lot of the info here is not confirmed, so get your salt shakers out. And some of it I would rate pretty dodgy, which is the info shared by Avery78 on Twitter. More because his source was a random Chinese forum poster rather than anything even slightly more official than that. We also have another leak, which I suspect is a bit more accurate, from Patrickschur on Twitter, and I will obviously leave a link to him down below. And then I want to talk a bit about the ongoing 3080 stock issues, and in particular FE availability, the Founders Edition. So first, the information posted by Avery, which seemed to cause quite a bit of a battle on Twitter with the AMD fans, and as it stands I suspect a lot of it is false. So according to this information, there will be an XTX version of the Navi 21, or the Big Navi, so this would be the bigger Navi, which will compete with the 3080, but will be expensive and struggle with ray tracing performance, and have a very big power draw when you activate the ray tracing. The normal Big Navi, or XT variant, will be better than the 3070, but not quite matching the 3080, and while it will be within 5 to 10% of the 3080, in standard rasterization, it will again take a big hit when you turn on ray tracing. Basically the same as the Turing or the 2000 series from Nvidia cards did, since it was the first generation of ray tracing cards. And finally, there will apparently be an XL version, which is the Little Navi, or the Little Big Navi, and that will be around the level of a 2080 Super in performance. Now, while I suspect the source is probably fake, I would not be completely shocked if AMD does struggle with ray tracing performance in its first generation of cards. Adding a brand new tech is never easy, and as we've seen with Nvidia, it's taken a generation to get up to a reasonable level of spec and not be dropping those frame rates massively. However, lots of question marks on this one. The information's very suspect and I'm not convinced. I think there will be an XT and probably an XTX variant and possibly even an XL variant, but I'm not convinced these are the exact specifications. Next, the information from Patrickschur on Twitter. He has information that the Big Navi, the XT variant, from an add-in board partner, will have 16GB of GDDR6 as expected. What is semi-new is there's been rumblings of this for a little while, but basically what he's saying is the game clock on this add-in board partner card will be 2.4 GHz. Now that's a big clock. How this relates to performance of the card remains to be seen, but it's certainly high numbers to be hitting. I don't think you need to take that with a pinch of salt. I suspect it's correct because there are various sources that are talking about 2 GHz onwards. And also the other thing to think about is, while that seems a high clock, their technology and architecture is different from Nvidia, so we can't say for certain that that's going to be better than Nvidia, or indeed worse than Nvidia. We're really now waiting for these reviews to see exactly where that'll sit at those levels. So we'll see. Watch this space. So as everyone will know by now, Nvidia had stopped selling the Founders Edition on their website, as noted in the above forum post. However, it now turns out that the EU has had a drop today. When I originally recorded this video, that hadn't happened, so I've actually gone back and quickly edited the audio to add in this bit. Originally, obviously, it was just Best Buy in the US, nothing for Europe, but today the Founders Edition went live on scan.co.uk and also over in France and possibly a few other countries by this point when I actually upload this video. So I'm going to say no more on that other than the FE edition is back in Europe on various websites, and I assume they're picking a partner per country to release these gradually. I assume once again we'll be getting a release once a week rather than multiple times a week, but watch this space. The other stipulation is that these products can only be sold or distributed within that country. So if you order from scan.co.uk, you have to be a UK resident, and obviously if you're in Germany, you have to be a German resident, or France a French resident. And I think they will only post to the relevant countries' addresses, as well as the sites being blocked to other countries, I believe. I don't think you could use a VPN to get around this, but if the address isn't based in that country, then they're not going to ship it to you anyway, I think is the gist of it all. But good news, I'm really pleased to see it back available in Europe at least. Still don't know about the rest of the world, but hopefully there'll be news for New Zealand and Australia and things like that as time goes on, and hopefully before the 3070 release at the end of the month. Now, stock continues to be sparse. There were very few drops last week, which are linked to Golden Week in China, which is a national holiday, and that reduced output and shipments, but retailers are expecting to see more stock this coming week and a faster ramp up of production thereafter. Moore's Law is Dead has suggested that there's a 300,000 card shipment of 3080s due, though splitting that between every country in the world is still only a few thousand cards per country depending on size, so it's not as big as it sounds in my mind, and it certainly won't solve the stocking issues. While it looks like a nice number, it's a drop in the ocean in the grand scheme of things. However, the release of the 3070 might improve things as more people buy that card rather than wait for a 3080, presuming of course there is more stock of the 3070. So watch this space. Currently I'm looking forward to seeing what AMD have to show on the 28th and what reviewers will make of the cards in real world testing. I continue to suspect that AMD will struggle a little bit with ray tracing performance, but rasterization will be up there with Nvidia, hopefully at a better cost. I think the only other thing to mention is DLSS and what AMD's options for a version of this are going to be. It's still a bit of a mystery, but hopefully they have something exciting to show us at this announcement. And if AMD would like to send me a card to review, I would love to do so. But thanks very much for watching, everyone. Like, share and subscribe. As always, if you don't like the video, please let me know why in the comments. Have a great start of the week.